Nobody, I repeat, nobody in the XFL is as cool as this guy. Hey, Winston Moss, a reaction? No? All right, let's go.
It's time for victory. We making history. We the new big thing, ain't no mystery.
What's good? It is week number 4, and this is the XFL pregame show. I'm the coach, and this is Alyse Ashton.
We are coming off a surprising week 3 that had upsets, front flips, and a whole bunch of cacaws. I told you it would. So let's get right to the news and headlines.
Alyse, it is week 4 indeed. Things are really starting to shape up to around the league. Our featured game of the weekend, everybody's talking about the Texas Throwdown, the undefeated Houston Roughnecks and the Dallas Renegades. Now, Dallas, behind the good play of quarterback Landry Jones, they won 2 straight. But if they want to make it 3, they're going to have to beat this guy and score a lot of points. P.J. Walker and Cam Phillips, the two have combined for 6 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. That game tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
Coach, that's tomorrow. But what about today? The St. Louis Battlehawks, second straight home game. Cacaws all over the place. They're now number 1 in the East, and Houston is number 1 in the West. St. Louis, by the way, is 3-0 against the spread.
You're really starting to see, as the standings there, as we're getting into week 4, 5, and 6, you're going to start to see the playoffs really starting to heat up. Now, the biggest shock of the week, the LA Wildcats crushed the DC Defenders 39-9 at home for the first win of the season. Josh Johnson, starting quarterback, was on fire, fighting running back Martez Carter for 3 touchdowns, wide receiver Trey McBride for 2 huge touchdowns. Unfortunately, Carter out today. This could truly prove to be a turning point for the LA Wildcats in the next 3 games: New York, Tampa, and Seattle.
And that's it for the biggest storylines of week 4. Now let's check out this week's top 5 plays. And Coach, Martez Carter was so good last week, we had to give him a little more time.
Out of the backfield, Carter with cross. Carter flip into the end zone. Hey, he told you he tapped. If he could get there one more time, he'd do a flip. This time, he delivered.
Oh, imagine if he landed the flip, Kurt. That would have been awesome.
Fouls on his back foot. Goes into traffic, and the catch is made. What a grab, and the flag. How did Davion Smith hang on to that one when Cody Brown just wrecked him?
What an incredible catch. Expecting under.
Fumble the snap. Walker picks it up. Now trying to turn something out of nothing and into the end zone for the most unlikely of touchdowns.
I mean, broken play, trying to get a quick snap, able to pick it up, create something like you said, Steve, out of nothing. Heads up play there by Walker.
And that one swatted down back to Jones. You can throw 2 forward passes in this league, and he does. And connects with Lance Dunbar.
Landry Jones knew it right away. His eyes stayed downfield. Here's the batted ball. It comes right back to him, and since he's behind the line of scrimmage, he's like, okay, here we go. Bang, eyes downfield, and he finds a completion. Just like they drew it up.
Return team lined up at the opposite 30. And here goes Keith Mumphrey. And they're going to turn it around with room on the near side. And a kickoff return from Joe Powell to the end zone. Touchdown, St. Louis. First ever kickoff return for a score in the XFL.
Dodgers, Yankees, Lakers, Knicks, Hollywood, Broadway, and now Wildcats, Guardians. Today, the XFL will add one more to the list of LA-New York rivalries when the LA Wildcats face off against the New York Guardians at MetLife Stadium, 2 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Coach and I will actually be on the sidelines.
I cannot wait to get to the game today. Last week, LA, they were terrific on offense and on defense, but scoring today could prove difficult as they will be missing wide receiver Nelson Spruce, who's out with a knee injury. But they do have running back Elijah Hood back in the lineup, and also wide receiver Trey McBride, who has been awesome. He scored 2 touchdowns a week ago, including this one, 39 points in a home win for LA.
And on the other hand, the Guardians will be without their starting quarterback, Matt McGloin, who the last 2 weeks has been inaccurate on the field and emotional off.
Who can forget when he wanted the entire playbook thrown out at halftime? I've never heard of a quarterback doing that before.
Well, Coach, that's game one, but later today, we will see the Seattle Dragons on the road in St. Louis, where we know the Dome is going to be rocking. Catch that game, 5 p.m. Eastern on Fox. And, Coach, we gotta talk about the St. Louis fans starving for the return of football, going bananas, and almost 30,000 people in attendance, absolutely losing their minds.
You know, the crowd 100% will be a factor. They've been waiting over 4 years for professional football to come back to St. Louis. Now, on the flip side, here is how the Seattle defense will attack the game plan today, but also will attack the crowd noise that we know is going to be there in St. Louis. Check it out.
Well, it seems as though this Seattle crowd, you know, Brock Heward, you live in this town, how much they like their defensive football. It seems as though they're responding to this Dragons defense today.
Well, the defensive mentality that coming in the game is to be violent first thing, and then, you know, impose our will on the quarterback, make him do, you know, have some mistakes and throw the ball to us.
Watch the film, you can see everybody making plays. I think our whole defense is stacked with playmakers, and we're just trying to keep that going.
We definitely got a turnover mindset. I think it starts from practice. We like to make sure we take the ball away. CeeLo does a great job of just getting on our heads about being around the ball. So you never know who's going to punch it out, who's going to tip the ball up in the air. And I think when you put the film on, you see that.
Yeah, the energy is crazy. You know, when the fans are going crazy while we're on defense, you know, it's third down, you know, the fans are chanting. You see the orange towels, you know, everything just comes together, you know. When the fans are going crazy, you know, we make a play on defense. So
we obviously get the pleasure of playing in CenturyLink, where the fans come out every week ready to get crazy, ready to bang. Having the same kind of atmosphere is going to be fun. We'll be able to experience that firsthand and see what's up, but I think it's a challenge to Seattle fans to know we got competition out here, so we got to defend it.
St. Louis fans back at their first pro football game in more than 4 years.
Going into that environment and playing, it's going to be good for us. We haven't really played versus a team that has that kind of crowd like ours, so it's going to be a good matchup.
The countdown to kickoff continues, and Coach, this is the part of the show where we try to make people some money.
A whole bunch of money. Whole bunch of money. Let's bring in betting analyst Chris Raybon from the Action Network now. Chris, let's start with the first game today in New York. What are your picks?
Coach, I'm rolling with the under in New York, LA. New York's offense really been struggling, just 10.7 points per game on the season. And in their last two, they're averaging under 5 points a game. Their starting quarterback, Matt McGloin, is also out. LA, without its top two playmakers, looks like Nelson Spruce and Martez Carter. And, Coach, 8 of the 12 XFL games have gone under the total so far. I think this will be another under. In the late game, I am rolling with my Battlehawks, laying the points, 11.5. I think it's going to be another seltzer party. They're covering the spread by an average of 9.5 points per game. They're 3-0 against the spread. I just don't think Seattle can get it done. They've really been struggling on offense.
All right, from the Action Network, that is Chris Raybon. And I got to be honest, I agree with this first one because it's hard to average under 5 points a game. But in the late game, 11.5 points, that's a lot to cover. I do not agree. I would go with Seattle.
So, Coach, you're going to place your bets. And
Yep.
fans, we want you to place your bets, too. And kickoff for Game 1 is coming up soon. But first, it's time to hear what you, the fans, had to say on social media during the games. Well, ripping off the tops of Bud Light seltzer cans with their teeth is how the locker room celebrated during their seltzer party.
There is no party like a seltzer party.
That's right. And actor Freddie Prinze Jr. claimed the Wildcats would win. He'd be in the house, and they did.
How cool is it that all these celebrities are taking the time out of their weekends to watch the XFL or go to the XFL?
This fan was really into the quality of football the XFL brings.
If it's not good football, the fans are not going to watch. That goes with any sport. So I love the fact that this football on the field is really, really good.
And that's what we love about this league. We also love to hear your social chatter. So join in on the conversation during the games and during the week using the hashtag XFL Pregame and hashtag For the Love of Football. And some of it may even end up on our show.
All right. So Alyse and I are going to the New York game. If somebody comes up and says that you heard this on the pregame show, we're going to send you a free XFL hat. We are. Come find us today. Wildcats, Guardians, 2 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Dragons, Battlehawks, 5 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Alyse, I'm the coach. Enjoy the game.